Okay, Fonzie, so for essentially chapter 2, maybe you can tell us a little bit how you broke into the business and started to get behind the scenes.
Okay, you remember the wall incident I was talking about with Hulk Hogan and all those standing on the walls? I started to get to know the wrestlers after a while. After 2 or 3 years of going, I was 15, 16, and I started meeting the wrestlers because they all used to go to this place called the Imperial Room after the matches and hang out and have a drink and all that. So I went there too, underage, met all the wrestlers and shit, and became friends with them. Then they liked me. And I started getting, hey, come to the TV taping Tuesday, we'll get you in for free, hang out with us, go get us sandwiches, do this, do that, go get me a bag of weed from King Curtis, stuff like that. But back then I didn't smoke, but I knew where to get it.
Florida,
friends. You know what I mean?
It's Florida, this place.
As time goes on, I become friends with the wrestlers. The Rock, Rocky, you know who The Rock is? He's famous, he makes movies. Everybody knows he's another famous one. He's not a Hulk Hogan, but he's The Rock.
Yeah.
Different form of fame.
Oh yeah. Big time fame.
Big fame. So I became friends real good with King Curtis, Mark Lewin,
Rocky Soulman Johnson.
Rocky Johnson, which was The Rock's dad. And believe it or not, The Rock was 6 or 7 years old when I broke into business. And finally in 1980, and he used to walk like this, pigeon-toed, and he would walk around and do cartwheels and do backflips off the car and stuff. So it was amazing back then. It's kind of ironic that how it goes around. So they said, damn, Fonzie, we want you to be a referee, you're perfect size.
Yeah.
You know, you're not big, you make us look bigger, and you love the business so much. And I learned the business by watching it. And so it was a natural, you know, some guys are natural. Like Lex Luger's not a natural. It's hard, but he had the body, he had the look, he could do a little stuff, but he wasn't smooth like Barry Windham. You know what I mean? So it was, but I was a natural.
In the ring, right.
When I got in the ring, finally, Dory Funk Jr. fell in love with me. Oh, you're my referee forever. So
was it Dory that asked you to be a referee, or who asked you?
So the guys sent me to Texas. Rocky Johnson, King Curtis, they all knew Gary Hart, real good close friends. And they said, hey, we're going to send you to Texas. Maybe they can help you get a job as a referee, because here they had their own referees, Stu Swartz, the guy who used to take care of Andre, referee.
Oh, yeah.
Louis.
Tim White?
No, that's out of WWF.
Okay.
Frenchie Bernard.
Okay. Oh, Frenchie.
Yeah, he was here full time, and they had their referee, so it was impossible for me to get a job. There's only 300 jobs in pro wrestling and 18,000 wrestlers fighting for those 300 jobs. So you got to be in the right place at the right time, have talent, and all that. So they sent me to Texas for the Von Erichs, and Gary Hart was the booker. So Gary Hart, they sent me, I rode around Texas with Dave Sierra, who's the Cuban assassin, which is my cousin, and he was quite good to me. He was booked, they get him booked there, and I tagged along with him. He said, don't worry, Fonzie, come with me, and you can ride with me, I'll pay you food, I'll pay you. So, and if they get you a job refereeing, good. If they don't, you still ride with me, and I'll take care of you and all that. Right. And he was real good, and I thank him for that.
Wow.
So I went to Texas, and the same thing. They had David Manning. But there was 4 territories in Texas.
CCW was one, right?
Houston was a Paul Bosch by himself.
Okay.
San Antonio was one of the Horsemen. Damn, him and his father. You know what I'm talking about. Joe Blanchard and Tully Blanchard owned San Antonio area, and there's several towns there.
Okay.
The Von Erichs owned Dallas in that area. Yeah. The Funks owned Amarillo in that area. So there was actually 4 territories in the state of Texas, which is one of the largest states in the world. I mean, in the U.S. besides Alaska, which is uninhabitable.
Yeah, you're not going not much wrestling up there.
Right. So I couldn't get a job because it was all locked up.
Yeah.
So the Von Erichs and the Funks, they were 2 different territories, so they have 2 different TV shows. These guys have their own show, and these guys have their own shows. So they would interact with each other and send guys underneath guys to do jobs on TV and shit. So they sent for David Patterson, the Cuban assassin, And I said, Dave, can I go with you to Amarillo?
Mm-hmm.
He said, yeah. So Gary Earhart said, hey, Dave, I'm sending Joey Chitwood, David Sierra, and his little cousin. They called me his little brother at the time.
Okay,
Little cousins, really, and his little brother. He's a referee. So we go to do a show. We did TV, and the next day there was a house show. And this is ironic. It was the Sheik, Sabu's uncle,
Mm-hmm. The original Sheik, Ed Fairhead.
and Terry Funk in a Russian chain match.
Oh wow! Which that was something to see.
Right, and Dory Funk. For some reason, something happened. The referee didn't show up, or something happened. He said, "Hey, oh, you're the referee they sent up." I said, "Yeah," and he said, "Well, you're working tonight." And I did all the matches, 8 matches, and I was nervous. Terry Funk and the Sheik. I watched these guys since I was 12 years old, so I'm now a little nervous, but I'm feeling good because I've been watching them. I've been around the guys. I've met all the guys. I know it's work. I know it's family, sports entertainment. I know the lingo. So I was quite excited, and I did the match that night. It was successful. Dory Funk loved me. The Sheik stabbed me with a pencil on the shoot. Didn't mean to hurt me. I got the lead mark right here.
No way.
Still,
yeah, I see it.
This was in '78.
Yeah.
And Dory Funk paid me $90 that night. So
Wow,
that was my
that's-
first professional job. Was 1978.
Wow.
It was the summer of '78. Then I stayed around there for a while, but I couldn't get in because they had no referees. They couldn't fire somebody to hire me. Nepotism wasn't my thing because Eddie Graham wasn't my dad. It was my Graham's dad.
Yeah.
No nepotism. But so I stayed around as long as I could. Then I went to Charlotte. Worked for Jim Crockett. Tried to get a job with the Crockett's. So did the Cuban assassin, Dave Sierra. He got booked in Charlotte right after the 5-month run in Texas. We went to Charlotte, and same thing. I tagged along with him. I only worked like, 3 times in Texas in 4 months.
Wow.
So I made $90 one day. I made $70 one day. I made $50. So the whole time I was there, I made less than $200. And then we got booked the Cuban got booked. David Sierra got booked in Charlotte, North Carolina for the Crockett's Mid-Atlantic. And I tagged along with him as the same aspect as, if I don't get a job, he'll pay my way until I get my foot in the door.
Okay.